This is a 3-set of Astrojax Aqua glow bobs, where I've taken the bladder and I've cut it off so that it's just the size of its edge, and I took wire on the inside, wrapped it around, and then put aluminum tape so it's got a clean finish, because the 16 gauge anneal wire can make your fingers dirty. It would have made the glows dirty, and I want to try to keep the actual glow bladder on the outside as clean as possible, because these glow in the dark. So the weight helps add to the ratio between the bob weight and the thickness of the string. Creates a different amounts of tension. So I don't think it's as much the center mass that's the most important part as I think it is the weight to string ratio, string gauge ratio. So I'm messing around with it for many years. I've been started with Astrojax in 99 maybe. I could even push it as far back as 98. I got my first set probably in 96, 97 when they were called orbit balls, and they were at the Nature Store, I think is what it was called at the time, in Fiesta Mall. And after that, I didn't know what the name was. I had them in my toy drawer. I didn't play with them more than maybe a couple weeks, and I didn't figure out what I figured out the second time I picked them up. I had a friend named James Deans. He was coming to Arizona to work at the Conservatory of the Recording Arts, and he had a set at his house. He's a DJ, MC, beat producer, sort of a jack of all trade, hip-hop trade. And he pulled them out, and I was fascinated by them. Ever since that point, I haven't stopped. I didn't know where mine were, and I started teaching him what I had thought I had remembered from when I played with them before. And the second I started teaching, I started speaking what I was feeling, it clicked. And I realized it's the rhythm. It's very chaotic to try to control 1, 2, 3 legs of weight. Each part that sprouts from your contact, wherever you're holding it, is called a leg. So it came to the point that I realized I kept going in and out of this double string hold like this. This is called chaos position. Originally, people confused the position with my style. My style I call no style. So a little new, a little old. I can see things in other cultures that cross-pollinate through this, like cat's cradling. There's cat's cradling technique that can be used. There's yo-yo techniques with their tanglers. And then you have obvious poi techniques from the spinning and orbiting. But Astrojax was unlike any of those. It was like those and unlike those at the same time. So it is a unique style that I call attached juggling now, as the culture I reference my activity to. Astrojax named the activity free-dimensional orbiting, and I really like that. It was a long mouthful to say when I was demoing out to people, so I started calling it free-doing. And now free-doing has categories of doing. 3 is doing jacks. 2 is doing monkey, taken from Monkey Knuckles, created by Matthew Hibbert from A Round Square. Very smart man that Larry also helped make a patent for, the 2-ball orbiter. But you can do it with 1. The techniques are different, but you learn how to do flow, just spins, in different planes, and then you learn to do more poi technique of ebb spins, where you have a single mass hanging at the end of the string. Each one of these I call a bored-out ball, or a bob. Essentially, that's what Astrojax patent called them as well. They call them 3 bobs on a string. So this is a bob, a bored-out ball. I've been making many different bored-out balls out of many different materials because I needed to change the weight, the size, the feel. I really wanted to experiment with what it means to be an attached juggler or a free-doer. And I ended up coining another term now that I sort of look at the combination of all my skills is called a force art. There's a lot of people that reference themselves as flow artists. I think through hip-hop music being a rhythm that I relate to, and a tempo and a beat that I feel, like the heartbeat of your body has a natural rhythm. So there is a flow and a rhythm relation, like the ebb and flow of your end bobs and your flow bob. Ebb is spelled EB for end ball, and flow is FLO. That's a basic. It's all about how you hold it and what you do to it. So try different holds and see how long you can hold it while moving around with it, spinning it, twisting it around you. Maybe you'll see the light. I am a force artist. My name is Michael Louis Berge. Most people know me as Myc Wyse or Me Too King.